Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt like your legs just weren't ready to support you? Maybe you needed to lean on something for balance or take a second before walking off. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and I want to talk to you about something that might just surprise you. Because it's not about more exercises or fancy equipment. It all starts with one simple food that could help you feel stronger, possibly even within the next 12 hours. Now, I know that sounds like a big promise, but stick with me, because today we're diving into something that's incredibly simple, completely natural, and, best of all, backed by what many older adults are starting to rediscover. You see, after 60, it's not unusual to notice that your muscles, especially in your legs, just don't respond the way they used to. Climbing stairs gets harder, getting out of bed in the morning feels like a chore, and even short walks leave your legs a little wobbly. It's frustrating, isn't it? But here's the good news. Your body is still listening to you. It still wants to respond, to move, to support you the way it used to. It just needs the right kind of fuel. And today, we're going to talk about that one food that might just be the missing piece. Not a supplement. Not a shake, not some exotic fruit from halfway around the world. It's something you can pick up from just about any grocery store, and chances are it's already in your kitchen. Before we get to that though, let's talk about why this matters. Because strong legs aren't just about walking better. They're about independence, about confidence, being able to bend down and tie your shoes without needing help, standing up without using your arms, taking walks with your grandchildren, or even just making it through the grocery store without needing to rest halfway through. Leg strength is your foundation, and when you start to feel it slipping away, it can be scary. But here's the thing no one really talks about. Your muscles don't just disappear because of age. A big reason they weaken is because they're not getting the nutrients they need to rebuild. Yes, even now, your muscles are trying to repair themselves every single day. And if you give them what they need, especially in the form of real, nourishing food, they can respond a lot faster than you might expect. So what is this food? We'll get to that very soon, but I want to set the stage a little more so you understand why it works the way it does. Because once you do, it's going to make a lot more sense, and you'll see why adding it to your routine today can make such a noticeable difference. Let's talk about protein for a moment. You've probably heard that word before. Maybe a doctor or nutritionist told you to get more of it. But not all protein is created equal. And after 60, your body actually needs more of it just to do what it used to do effortlessly. That's because your muscles don't absorb protein as efficiently as they used to. So even if you're eating meat or eggs here and there, it might not be enough. But, and here's the key, when you combine the right kind of protein with something called leucine, that's when the magic really happens. Leucine is an amino acid, and it plays a huge role in triggering muscle repair. Think of it like flipping a light switch in your body that says, okay, time to rebuild. It tells your muscles, wake up, strengthen, get going again. And guess what food is absolutely packed with leucine, along with high-quality, easily absorbed protein? Eggs. Yes, that's the one food I mentioned earlier, just plain old eggs. Now, you might be thinking, really? Eggs? I've been eating those for years. But here's what most people don't realize. When you eat eggs, especially the yolk, you're giving your body a powerful blend of nutrients that go directly to your muscles. The combination of complete protein and leucine is exactly what aging muscles need to start rebuilding themselves again. And the best part? You don't have to wait weeks or months to feel a difference. Many people report feeling more stable on their feet, less fatigue in their legs, and even better posture within just 12 hours of eating a few high-quality eggs, especially if you pair them with a light walk or gentle leg movement afterward. Now, I'm not saying eggs are some magical cure-all, but they are one of the most overlooked, affordable, and effective foods you can eat to restore leg strength fast. 1 or 2 eggs in the morning, cooked however you like, can act like a wake-up call for your muscles. And for many people over 60 who haven't been getting enough of the right kind of protein for years, this one small change makes a huge impact. But let me give you a practical example. Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow, and instead of skipping breakfast or reaching for toast or cereal, you make yourself 2 eggs, maybe scrambled with a little olive oil, maybe boiled, however you like. About an hour later, you go for a short walk, nothing strenuous, just around the block or even up and down your hallway. You'll likely notice something. Your legs won't feel quite as heavy. Your balance might feel just a little bit steadier, and by the time you sit down for lunch, you might catch yourself thinking, I didn't have to brace myself getting into this chair today. That's how quickly your body can respond when you give it the right message. And I want to be clear, this isn't about overhauling your entire life. It's not about cutting out everything you love or following some strict diet. It's about making one smart decision that gives your body a chance to do what it already knows how to do. So if you've been feeling a little off lately, maybe a bit weaker or slower or less steady on your feet, just know that it's not too late. You can get that strength back. You can move with confidence again. And it might just start with something as simple as what you put on your plate tomorrow morning. Now that we've talked about what this one food can do and why it's so powerful, let's take a closer look at how to get the most out of it. Because it's not just about eating the eggs, it's also about what you pair them with and how you build simple habits around them to really unlock their power. You see, one of the most common mistakes people make, especially as they get older, is thinking that more effort equals better results. But that's not always true. Sometimes it's about smarter choices, not harder ones. So let's talk about what happens after you eat those eggs. Imagine your body like a little engine. You just gave it premium fuel, that complete protein, those muscle-supporting amino acids, especially leucine. But now the engine needs to be gently turned on. Not revved like a sports car, but gently woken up. This is where gentle movement comes in, something as simple as standing up and sitting down from a chair a few times, slowly, or stretching your legs while brushing your teeth. Even just walking down the hallway to open a window. These little movements send a signal to your body. Hey, we're using these muscles today. Keep them strong. It's that combination of nutrition and movement that makes a real difference. And don't worry, this isn't about exercise in the traditional sense. I'm not talking about joining a gym or doing deep squats. I'm talking about natural movement your body already knows how to do. Movements that feel good, not like punishment. The eggs fuel the muscles. The gentle movement tells them to stay active. Now, here's another piece of the puzzle that most people overlook: timing. When you eat protein-rich foods like eggs early in the day, you give your body a head start. See, your muscles are more responsive in the morning. They're rested, they've gone through the overnight repair process, and they're ready to be fed. So if you eat a couple of eggs for breakfast, ideally within an hour or two of waking up, you're setting the tone for better energy and strength all day long. And if you can follow that up with a few minutes of movement, that's like sending a green light to your muscles to activate. That's why many people say they feel steadier, stronger, even more energized just a few hours after making this small shift. It's not a miracle, it's just good, old-fashioned body wisdom. Let me share a little story with you. I recently heard from a woman named Carol, who's 72. She told me that she used to dread walking down the steps to get her mail. She had started avoiding the stairs, even skipping the walk to the mailbox some days. Her legs felt weak, her balance was off, and it just made her nervous. But one morning, she saw a video like this and decided to try something different. She started making 2 eggs every morning, along with half a sliced avocado. That's it. 2 eggs and an avocado. She said within 3 days she started to feel lighter on her feet. By the end of the week, she walked down to the mailbox without holding on to the railing. She said, "I know it sounds silly," she told me, "but I felt proud of myself, like I was getting something back that I thought I had lost." And that's really what this is about, getting your strength back. Not just in your legs, but in your confidence. Now, since we're talking about adding the right kind of food, let's also talk about what to avoid. Because sometimes the foods we think are helping us are actually doing the opposite. For instance, a lot of breakfast foods marketed to seniors, things like boxed cereals, low-fat yogurts, and even some protein bars, can be full of sugar and processed ingredients. These give you a quick burst of energy, but then leave you feeling sluggish and tired, which isn't helpful when you're trying to regain leg strength. That's another reason why eggs are such a great choice. They're real food, not processed. They're rich in B vitamins, healthy fats, and choline, which supports brain health too. And when you add in something like avocado or even sautéed spinach with olive oil, you're creating a meal that supports your muscles, your energy, and your overall health, all in one go. You don't have to complicate it. Keep it simple. 2 eggs, a healthy fat like avocado or olive oil, maybe a few soft cooked veggies on the side if you like. Eat it slowly. Enjoy the taste. You're doing something powerful for your body, and your body will thank you. Now, let's not forget hydration, because without enough water, your muscles can cramp, feel stiff, or just not respond the way you want them to. After 60, our sense of thirst tends to fade a bit, so we often don't realize we're dehydrated. So, if you're adding eggs in the morning, try to also have a full glass of water with it. Not juice, not coffee, just plain water. It helps your muscles absorb the nutrients better and keeps everything moving the way it should. One more important note, don't be afraid of the egg yolk. That's where most of the nutrients live. I know for years people were told to avoid the yolks because of cholesterol, but more recent research shows that for most people, the cholesterol in eggs doesn't cause problems, especially when eaten in moderation and as part of a healthy diet. The yolk is full of vitamins like D and B12, which are crucial for energy and muscle function. So don't toss it out, embrace it. By now, you might be thinking, this all sounds so simple. Why didn't anyone tell me this sooner? Well, I hear that a lot. The truth is, we've gotten so used to looking for complicated solutions that we often overlook the power of the basics. Real food, gentle movement, good timing, hydration. These aren't just old-fashioned ideas, they're timeless truths. And you don't have to wait weeks to feel better. When you start giving your muscles what they need, they respond. Especially the ones in your legs, because they're used so often and they're already craving support. You're not broken, your body hasn't given up. It's just been waiting for the right kind of attention. So, tomorrow morning, before you reach for that toast or sugary cereal, think about those 2 eggs. Think about your legs getting stronger, your steps getting steadier, your confidence growing day by day. Let's keep going, because there's one more thing you can do to truly amplify these benefits and make your legs feel stronger, more stable, and ready for anything. Because as powerful as eggs are, and as helpful as simple movement can be, there's one more piece that often gets overlooked, and it can truly transform the way your legs feel, not just for a day, but long term. It has to do with how your body uses the nutrients you're giving it. And no, it's not about buying expensive supplements or following a complicated plan. It's about paying attention to the small signals your body is sending you and knowing how to support it in the right way. Let's talk about circulation for a moment. You might not think much about it, but blood flow plays a huge role in muscle strength, especially in your legs, where gravity works against you. Good circulation means oxygen and nutrients are actually reaching your muscle tissues. Poor circulation, on the other hand, can make your legs feel heavy, stiff, or even numb. So how do we support circulation naturally? There are a few ways, and one of the easiest starts with warmth and movement. Have you ever noticed how much easier it is to walk after you've been up for a little while compared to right after you get out of bed? That's because your muscles and your blood vessels respond better once your body is warmed up. This is why I always recommend a short morning routine right after breakfast, even just 5 minutes of light leg movement. It doesn't have to be fancy. Marching in place by the kitchen counter, flexing and pointing your toes while sitting, doing a few easy ankle rolls while watching the morning news. These gentle motions help get blood flowing to your legs and help your body deliver the nutrients from your breakfast to the places that need them most. And here's something really important. What you don't do can be just as powerful as what you do. If you sit for long stretches of time during the day, especially in a recliner or soft couch, it actually slows down your circulation. Your legs get less blood flow, and over time, that can contribute to weakness and stiffness. But you don't need to be on your feet all day either. The key is breaking up long sitting periods. Set a little reminder to stand up every hour, walk to the sink, stretch your legs. Even just shifting your position helps. And now, since we've talked about eggs, movement, and circulation, let's bring it all together with one more strategy that truly ties everything together: muscle communication. Yes, your muscles talk to your brain, and vice versa. This two-way communication is how you stay balanced, how you react to tripping on a rug, or how you know exactly where your foot is when you're stepping down. But here's the thing, after 60, this communication can get a little fuzzy. Not broken, but slower, less responsive. The good news? It can be retrained. The easiest way to do this is with what I call mindful movement. That means doing very slow, controlled motions where you're actually paying attention to what your body is doing. For example, the next time you stand up from a chair, try doing it in slow motion. Notice where your weight is in your feet. Feel your legs activating. Pay attention to your balance. Then slowly sit back down. It only takes a few seconds, but that small amount of awareness sends a strong message to your brain. I'm still using these muscles. Keep them sharp. You can do this with almost anything: walking, stepping sideways, reaching for something on a shelf. Slowing down just a bit and focusing on your movements helps wake up those communication pathways and strengthens your body's natural stability. This kind of training is incredibly effective when combined with proper nutrition, like the eggs we've been talking about. Why? Because when your muscles are well fed and your brain is reconnected to how they move, the results come faster than you'd expect. Stronger legs, better balance, fewer stumbles or wobbly steps. It all starts to work together. And you know what happens next? You start to feel younger, not just in your legs, but in your spirit. You walk with more ease. You carry yourself a little taller. You feel that sense of, yes, I can do this. And honestly, that feeling is priceless. Now I want to take a moment to remind you of something important. You haven't missed your window. No matter what age you are, 60, 70, 80, or beyond, your body still wants to help you. It still wants to support you. It just needs to be given the right care, one simple step at a time. So don't worry if you haven't been eating the best, or if you've been more sedentary than you'd like. That's okay. Today is a brand new day. You can start right now. A couple of eggs in the morning, a few easy stretches, some slow, mindful movement, a little more water. That's all it takes to begin. And if you've been feeling discouraged lately, maybe a doctor told you your muscle strength was just part of aging, or someone close to you made you feel like this is how it's always going to be. I want you to hear me clearly. You are not stuck. Your body is capable of changing, of healing, of regaining strength. And it doesn't take a miracle. It takes consistency, kindness toward yourself, and small actions done daily. So, tomorrow morning, wake up and crack open those eggs. Take your time, sit down and enjoy them. Then stretch your legs, move around, notice how your body feels, and give yourself credit for taking care of it. Because that choice, that decision to nurture yourself, is what sets everything else in motion. Now, I'd love to hear how this feels for you. Have you tried adding eggs back into your morning? Have you noticed changes in your strength or energy? Let me know in the comments. I read every one of them, and your experience might help someone else feel hopeful too. And if you found this helpful, please give the video a like so more people can see it. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more simple, powerful ways to feel strong and vibrant after 60. We've got so much more to share, and I'd love for you to be part of this growing, encouraging community. Remember, your best days aren't behind you, they're still ahead, and you have more strength inside you than you realize. So here's to legs that feel steady, a spirit that feels lifted, and a life that feels fully lived at any age.